Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Sakko ujute sojute suvacho chasva muduanati maniti. Good evening, everyone. Today, I took a topic from Metta Sutta or Karaniya Metta Sutta that is common for all the Buddhist community. What I have decided to take this topic, this is not only for recitation. What we have seen today, this Metta Sutta almost become recitation. But we have to pay attention. Buddha had given this sutta not only for the recitation, but also significantly for our practice. Do you know what happened in the Buddha's time? There were 500 monks who went to forest for meditation. They could not practice their meditation due to some disturbances happened from deities. Then again they went back to Buddha. Buddha gave these instructions. What should be done? Buddha discoursed Metta Sutta and told them to recite them as well as practice them. When you think about the Metta Sutta, it is kind of a meditation technique, beginning from our virtues and concentration in loving kindness, finally, inside meditation, attain arahantship or non-returner. This sutta clearly explains A to Z method, one kind of method, not all the methods, one method to develop our virtues, to develop our concentration, lead to complete liberation. Therefore, we should pay attention not only for the recitation, especially for our practice. I think it would take few weeks to explain entire meaning of this sutta. This would be part 1 of the Metta Sutta. In this session, I would like to pay attention for a couple of good qualities that should be done by practitioners. With regards to commentary, the sutta explains on monastic practice. But we should try to think about how to apply in our lay life. Most of the explanations were given based on monastic practice. As a lay devotees, we should try to apply those practices into our lay lives. It is not easy to practice as venerables, as monastics, but we can do to some extent. If so, let's try how to define these terms according to Theravada tradition and how to apply these qualities to in our daily life. Okay, let me share. If you need, you can take some notes. It would be useful. In this session, I would like to pay attention for five qualities. There are many qualities. In the first session, let's focus for 5 qualities. Number 1, I think Pali is familiar with you. Sakko. Sakko means capable or skillfulness or ability. Now let's clarify what kind of a skillfulness, what kind of ability. Not all the skills, not all the abilities. If you think someone is capable of producing bombs or weapons, that is not a good skill. That skill is harmful to world. Someone is doing harmful things to oneself and others. Those are not skills praised by the Buddha. First, pay attention for the skills that should be developed by Buddhist monks. As a Buddhist monks, they should have good health in order to practice Buddha's teachings, including concentration, wisdom, and the foundation of a virtue, morality practice. In order to practice, they should have good health. Health also related with good digestion. You know, nowadays, people are suffering with gastritis. There are many other physical reasons for the gastritis. Among those reasons, mental stress is one of the main reasons for the gastritis. So we should maintain our mental health as well as physical health. Sometimes lay devotees think that it's not suitable to do some exercise, physical exercise for the monks. What Buddha has prescribed in our Buddhist teachings, there are some exercises like doing some duties and also walking meditation. I personally believe that before Buddha appeared in this world, there were some Vedic practices. As you know, nowadays, India, there are yogis. They are practicing yoga exercises. We cannot find evidences that Buddhist monk practices yoga exercises in the beginning. But there might be some kind of a influence. We can see some other countries, Tibet and some other countries. It is not a fault. It is not an offense to make some exercises for our physical well-being, physical health, not to build muscles like bodybuilders, but just for own health. It is okay. But we cannot find evidences actually. Comparing with monks and lay devotees, they should pay attention for their physical well-being as well as mental well-being. You know, you're in India, so you know there are many yogi teachers. That should be one of part of our life. Giving priority for our health. At least 20 minutes, 30 minutes per day. Think about how Buddha started this practice. That can be found in one of the suttas in Anguttara Nikaya. We call Padhaniyanga Sutta. Padhaniyanga Sutta emphasized monks should have good health as well as good digestion system in order to practice Buddha's teachings. When it's come to lay devotees, it is same because we all follow the same path, Eightfold Noble Path. Therefore, number one, while we are practicing 5 precepts, we should pay attention for our health, our digestion system. In addition to digestion system, what will happen if we take some junk foods? It affects our health. We should pay attention to take healthy foods with rich nutritions rather than that harm our health. Compared to the Buddha's time, nowadays we are eating almost poisonous foods. Now it's time to shift back to consume natural, organic, nutrition-rich foods. As Asian countries, we can find them compared to other Western countries. That's why these tropical countries, including India, Sri Lanka, we are very lucky. We have forest. We can plant whatever plants in our countries compared to other countries, Western countries. So we are very lucky. I can remember one astronomy script mentioned. So it was written more than 2000 years ago in Sri Lanka. It said that those days, Sri Lankan farmers cultivated their crops 3 times per year. I think in India, India cultivation is a good level. But nowadays, Sri Lanka becomes less. It becomes now 2 times per year. But those days, they planted their trees, their crops 3 times per year. Those days, Sri Lanka was considered as the granary of the South Asia, even though it's comparing with other countries, smaller, but they had strong cultivation system. Similarly, as Indians, you have that potential. Okay, number one, focusing our bodily health and digestion system. Then we move into another one, doing duties. I will come to meditation at the end. As monks, we have to do duties to our teachers and duties that should be done in our monastery, like sweeping, cleaning our compounds, cleaning our own room, our cottage, surroundings like public places, dining hall, toilets, kitchen, time shed, observing hall, chanting room, meditation hall, pagoda, bodhi tree. There are many places. So we have to do a lot of duties. We can divide those duties as major duties and minor duties. So there are some minor duties that should be performed. Likewise, when we see some monks' robes outside, we can keep them inside with loving kindness. So these are connected to each other. We have to practice our morality, concentration, and wisdom together, not one after another. If someone thinks that, so first we have to practice sila. Or after some time, okay, I will go to meditation. After some time, I will practice inside meditation. When we pay attention for Buddha's teachings, we should do these three practices together. Okay, duties. Now let's pay attention for the duties in our lay life. Nowadays we are talking about our rights. On one hand, that is one our right. When it's come to other side, that's their duties and responsibilities. Think you are a mother, you are a father. You have responsibilities to perform to your children. As children, they have some duties to perform to their parents. This is not a topic to discuss about those duties and responsibilities. It will take another session. Not only one session, it's a long discourse. For example, parents have duty to teach what is good, what is bad, what is wholesome, what is unwholesome, what is merit, what is demerit. That is number one. Rather than giving education. Education comes next. First, giving the knowledge about good and bad habits, good and bad behaviors. At the same time, children should have duties to do to their mother and father, to support them. I don't know whether there are some children listening this Dhamma talk or not. They can support to their mother and father. They can support to their mother to cook, to wash, or when something happen in your home, some kind of repairing, they can support to their father. There are many ways we can discuss in a specific session if we need. So we have different duties and responsibilities with different locations, different places. In our school, in our college, we have our responsibilities, we have our duties to do. In our office, we have to do our duties. It should not be kind of a job. We should think about that is a service. We have to give service to one who come to get service from me. If we are going to give service, we should have that skillfulness. If someone go to office or just sit without performing their duties or just wasting the time, that is not a skillfulness. He or she should have that skillfulness. Suppose he or she is accountant, they should have that skillfulness. They should not go through a proper procedure rather than going with some kind of political supports. If they get their job with such kind of political support, they do not have that ability, that skill to service to the country, service to our nation. So these are also connected with our spiritual life. Don't think about the spiritual life is only limited to going to temple and practice. Spiritual life connected with our day-to-day life. We can practice our virtue in our office. We can practice virtue in our school. We can practice virtue while traveling in the bus, in the train, wherever. Those are the duties that can be done. That might be major duties or minor duties. Now let's move into the meditation. For monks, they should know how to prepare kasina disc. They should know how to meditate. That means monks are advised to learn meditation techniques. Similarly, lay devotees should know how to meditate. Before meditation, they should know how to meditate. How Buddha taught, how the instructions were given. That's what we are learning through listening Dhamma talks, and we have some classes. I highly suggest to attend some kind of classes. As a lay devotees, they used to listen only Dhamma talks. But what happens, just only listen Dhamma talks, they forget. But if you are involving in classes, regular classes, at least weekly classes, you are active. You are trying to remember. You are going with that class. Then it becomes part of your life. You are learning. In Dhamma talks, there is a possibility to forget it. But you are continuing something for some period, then it can exist our mind. There's a possibility for the continuation. So my suggestion is, I know there are some classes in your language or in English. Try to join them at least once a week. Then you will develop your skillfulness in Buddha's teaching. That's number one, Sakko. We can discuss few hours about this single quality. Think about your skills. Only the skills that can be beneficial for others, that will lead to welfare of your life and society. Suppose if you are a doctor, you have to develop your skills. Suppose if you are a teacher, you have to develop your skills. If you are an accountant, if you are a driver, whatever you are doing job, to provide good service, you should have skillfulness. When we think about the Buddha's Bodhisattva lives, previous lives, he developed his skillfulness, not only meditation practice. He learned some other techniques, some other skills. He developed it into higher levels. I would tell one example in one Jataka story. One of the story, our Bodhisattva made needles. How he is skillful in making needles. He made a needle. How to explain? It's actually 7 needles. One needle can be entered into another one, like a case. Think about how he is skillful. There are 7 needles. So biggest one can be entered into another one. Then 6th one, 5th one, 4th one, 2nd one, 1st one will be the smallest one. Can you imagine how he is skillful in that? This one example. There are many examples in Jataka stories. When he is learning his subject, he learned it into the highest level. Nowadays, we have to compete with AI world. When we are competing with AI, we should learn AI. My opinion is, we cannot live without AI. We should not be a servant of AI. AI should be our servant. We should know how to use AI. If we know how to use AI, then it becomes our servant. Then we will become outstanding person compared to others. So we need to go to highest level in our skills, not to the medium level, utmost level in our skills. That skill should be beneficial and that brings welfare to ourselves and the society. Okay, now let's move into number 2. There are 2 qualities, upright and extremely upright. So, Uju and Suju equals Suhuju. There are 2 terms, Uju and Suhuju. So those explanations are given based on commentary for the monastic practice. Okay, let's try to use them as to lay life. Number one, here I would like to pay attention for one of Padhaniyanga, then one quality of monk who practice meditation. Number three, you can see Uju, Asatha, and Suhuju Amaya. I will explain what are them. Maya is quality that is concealing one's fault. Suppose if someone has done mistake, if you have told lies or going in train or by bus without buying ticket, those are some kind of faults. When someone asks, you say, if anyone say, I didn't do it, that is concealing. But in our practice, that is not suhuju. Sometimes you have done some kind of fault. But what should be done? We have to accept fault as our fault. Asatha, not to show the qualities that we do not possess. Suppose if you do not practice virtue, don't try to, I would say, show off them, pretend them. You can tell your practice as it is. Suppose if you practice meditation for 10 minutes, but you are telling to others, I am practicing meditation for 30 minutes, so 1 hour. You are telling truth about meditation, but not truth about the time. Think about other qualities also. Someone says, I tell truth, but think it is exactly truth or not. We can give many examples. When it's come to the meditation practice, same thing should be done. Practitioner should reveal his own fault. Without revealing his own mistakes, meditation instructor cannot lead him. He is like a doctor. Suppose if you are going to meet a doctor, then doctor asks you your symptoms. Then you tell some other symptoms. What will happen? Doctor will give another medicine. Sometimes you will die. Oh, you will get some kind of severe medical problems. Ended up with severe injuries, severe health issues. If you are going to meet doctor, you tell the truth as it is. If you have headache, you tell, yes, I have headache, I have stomachache, I have fever. Similarly, we have to pay attention for our mental health. If we think about our physical health, we reveal everything to the doctor. I don't mean that to tell our faults to everyone, but we should have good friends. Either venerables or your close friends. We should have at least one friend to reveal our own fault throughout our entire life. If you find such kind of friend, you are very lucky. In Dhammapada, it said that Nidhinanga pavattarang yampasse vajjadassina Niggahiyavading medhaving tadisam panditam bhaje tadisam bhajamanasya seyyo hotina papiyo. If you have a friend who points out your mistakes, who points out your fault, don't give up him. Think about, he's like a person who points out treasures that are hidden under the ground. You cannot find it by yourself. He is the one who points out how to find treasures. If you have such kind of friend, even he exile you, expel you, don't leave him or her. This quality is very important to everyone. You know, qualities of the Sangha, attributes of the Sangha. Number one, Supatipanna, Ujjupatipanna. Those are connected with Supatipanna, pride. Ujjupatipanna, extremely upright. Those qualities are connected with monk's spiritual life. Think about also your life. In your lay life, when you are staying as wife and husband, when you are staying as parents and children, if you tell truth, if you reveal our mistakes, they will support. We should not conceal our mistakes. We should not pretend the qualities that are not possessed by ourselves. If we stand on this quality, we will develop one day by day, day by day. Now let's move into a little bit deep mental crookedness and verbal and bodily crookedness. Same thing that we have discussed. If you have done any, unsuitable things, bodily and verbally, cunning things, same word, crookedness and cunning. Suppose you are selling some products, you tell the quality of that product, you tell the nutrition of that food, but in reality, those nutrients are not in there. That is crookedness. Suppose if you are selling something, you say, this is original, this is organic, but it mixed with some kind of artificial things or artificial colors. That is crookedness. Let's move into also mental crookedness. If you are thinking to reduce, if you are thinking to harm others, if you are jealous, trying to stop others' success with our mind, that is kind of crookedness, mental crookedness. We speak softly, very friendly, but in the mind does not have that kind of nature. Speak about his welfare, but in mind doesn't accept his welfare. Thinking about how to stop it, how to reduce it. Think about, it would be better to decline his success. That is crookedness. Speaking just only words, that's outside. That's what we call honesty, trustworthiness. When it's come to ultimate sense, we practice virtue in higher level. Before coming to higher level, we should start from the step one, beginning, first step from our house, from our daily life. Okay, those are the two qualities about upright and extremely upright, Uju and Suhuju. Number 3, suvacho, amenable. In other words, listening to others, receiving others' advices, as I mentioned previously. Listeners are good leaders, you know. If you are not ready to listen, we cannot be leaders. We should develop the quality to listen to others. When we listen to others, they will give you advices. And we will be obedient. It doesn't mean to give opportunity to harm you. It doesn't mean. So we will come into next point. We will explain in detail. Here suvacho, grammatically, it called subbacho. Those who have good words also. Good words mean to receive others' good words. Suppose if you are not obedient, if you are not ready to receive others' advices, they will not give you advices. Your teachers, your elders, or monks, or meditation masters, they might try 1 or 2 times. Then they will understand he or she is not ready to receive advices. Then they give up. Giving up is the most punishment, very crucial punishment rather than blaming. You know, if they blame, it's only for a few minutes or few hours. But if your good friend leave you, that is the severe disaster in your spiritual progress. Therefore, be obedient, ready to listen, ready to ask advices, is opening heart, opening door to give advices. This is not easy. It takes time to practice. When you practice again and again, we can develop these qualities. It doesn't happen within one night. We should have intention, we should have determination to develop these qualities. That is the power of determination. Then gentle, mudu. Gentleness means not stiff or not rigid, open-faced and pleasant in speech, friendly, easy to associate with. Suppose if some person is very rigid, stiff, others do not tend to associate him or her. If he or she speaks harsh words, others never tend to speak with him or her. Soft word can win the world. That's how leaders win countries. You know, in your country, in India, Mahatma Gandhi, he win the nation because of his empathy, because of his loving kindness, because of his compassion, not with weapons. That's why we are talking about him today. When it comes to the Buddha, how he spoke. We don't have recordings, but we have Buddha's teachings. These soft words can win others' hearts. That is the weapon rather than atomic bombs. Atomic bombs destroy the world, but our soft words win the world. That's how we have to change this world. We can do it. We can start from our home. We can start from our office. We can start from our school. Within short period, we can see positive results. It does not mean to be an very innocent person. If you are going to be extremely innocent, what will happen? They will use you. They will use you as an instrument. I will tell one example, one of Jataka story. One snake wanted to practice virtue. Then he observed Sila, stay in the forest. Those days, females usually find their firewoods in the forest. Group of females went to forest to collect firewoods. Then they collected firewoods. Some females forgot to bring a rope. Then they are looking for rope. They saw one snake lying down very calmly. They checked whether any harm from that snake or not. They might throw away stones or nothing happened. Then what happened? One female took that snake, tied her bunch of firewoods like rope. Very poisonous snake, but it kept his sila. Then later, that snake stayed with with ascetic also. Time to time, that snake went to meet ascetic. After some time, after that incident, snake creeped with some difficulties, not like previous days. There are some wounds, creeped in difficult manner, and went to meet that ascetic in that hermitage. Then ascetic asked that, oh, what happened? Then ascetic, so the snake replied that, so I wanted to practice morality. Then I kept my virtue. Females came to collect firewoods. Then one of the females used me as rope, tied bunch of firewoods. I didn't harm them. Then that ascetic advised that, you are a snake. Just show you a snake hood to show as a snake. I think you can understand what I meant. Snake hood. I think you know what is snake hood. We call cobra. Cobra has a snake hood. When cobra shows snake hood, no one try to harm. Others think that, oh, we should not harm snake. If we are going to harm, we have some problems. It does not mean to harm others, but we should straight. We should not give opportunity to use you as others' instruments. While we are using gentle words, we are developing loving kindness. We should develop these all qualities. At the same time, we should develop also straightfulness. Then let's move into last quality. Without conceit, anatimani. One of the main problems in our life that becomes barrier is our ego. That becomes kind of a hindrances is our ego, our conceit, our arrogance. Because of arrogance, think how many times we failed. Because of arrogance, how many times we lost some opportunities. How many times we lost some promotions. At that time, just keep one step back and be patient, speak patiently and mindfully. Sometimes we might have gone to unexpected level than what we are existing today. These qualities reducing first, we have to reduce our conceit, we have to reduce our arrogance. When one can eradicate this conceit, this arrogance, when one becomes arahant. Till become arahant, we are going the way to abandon these mental defilements, mental impurities. It's not easy. It should be practiced. That's why we are practicing loving kindness. And also I suggest to practice also repulsive nature of our body. When we develop repulsive nature, we call 32 body parts or 10 types of foulness or impurity of the food, whatever way, we can understand the reality of our body. If we understand, we realize the real impurity nature, this body is full with impurities. Nothing to take. Even a drop, even a small particle can be sold in jewelry shop. If we keep one of body particle in jewelry shop, nobody will buy. One technique is to reduce our conceit is to develop repulsiveness, the perception of repulsiveness of the body. Later we can discuss if we have time. Okay, those are the techniques described in Metta Sutta. Today we have discussed only 5 qualities. Sakko, skillfulness, Uju and Suhuju, upright and extremely upright. Suvacho, ready to accept others' advice. Mudu, gentleness and softness. Anatimani, without conceit, without arrogance. As previously, I would like to practice at least 5 minutes kind of meditation. You know, in Metta Sutta, we say, Dittha vayeva dittha yecha dure vasanti aviduke. What is the meaning? We should develop loving kindness for the beings, those who are visible. Dittha. Visible means we can see in our house, in our home. Adittha, we cannot see. Maybe far away. Our relatives, our neighbors, persons in our village, our country. In another ways, sometimes some beings are not visible to our naked eye. All are included in this category, in these 2 words. Then Ditthala eva, dittha yecha dure vasanti agiture. Those who are stay nearby, those who are far away from us. These two words also included all the beings. It is consist of all the beings who are nearby us, either visible to our naked eye, those who stay far away, maybe few feet, few kilometers, thousands of kilometers. Okay, let's try to practice with these terms. That is how we practice Metta Sutta. Not only limited to recitation. Okay, keep your body upright. Let's practice Metta meditation based on Metta Sutta. Relax your body. Relax your body. Think you are sit under the waterfall of the loving kindness, waterfall of the Metta. Buddha's teachings are like waterfalls that can calm down our mind and body, that can make the peace to our mind and body. Pay attention for your head. Water falls to your head and flows from your head. May I be well and happy. Your forehead, your eyes, your nose, your chin, your ears, the entire face, the entire head. May I be well and happy. May I be well and happy. May I be well and happy. Relax your muscles in your shoulders. Relax your upper arms. Relax your forearms, your fingers in your hand. Water flows from your head to your tip of your fingers. May I be free from anger. May I be well. May I be well and happy. Your chest, your stomach, your back, your hip area. May I be well and happy. May I be healthy. May I be healthy. Your thighs, your knees, your shin, your legs, your feet, tip of your fingers. Buddha's teachings of water flow from your head to your feet. Your anger, your conceit, your crookedness, your stiffness, your rigidness, your inability will throw away, will released to the earth. Now we are not going to join with them again. We are going to fill with loving kindness. We are going to fill with good qualities like good skills, softness, upright, without conceit, humble, honesty. May I be free from anger. May I be free from evil. May I be healthy. May I be well and happy. May I be well and happy. May all the beings who are unseen be free from anger, be free from ill will, be healthy, be well and happy. May all the beings, visible beings that can be seen in our home, village, country, may all the beings, visible beings, be free from anger, be free from envy, be healthy, be well and happy, be well and happy, be well and happy. May all the beings who live with us, nearby us, be free from anger, be free from anger, be free from ill will, be healthy, be well and happy, be well and happy. May all the beings who are living far away from us be free from anger, be free from anger, be free from ill will, be free from ill will, be free from ill will, be healthy, be healthy, be well and happy, be well and happy, be well and happy. Let's practice Metta meditation for 5 more minutes. Try to feel loving kindness to your body and your mind. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.